Hi there, Natalie with you today with a new process video for Pinterest Studio. And today we're going to use the Happy Holidays collection to actually create a fun layout. And I had this idea based on the Merry Christmas paper. So I'm going to start by actually just moving everything on my table, and I'm going to start cutting what is going to create my Christmas tree. For this, I'm going to use the scallop stitched circle die set. And you're going to see that I'm going to cut quite a few of them. I'm going to cut 6 of the large ones, and then 3, 5, 6, 12 of the smaller ones, because I want to make sure that I attach 2 of each of the die cuts back to back. What I mean by that is you're going to stack them together. This is going to just help me to make them sturdier and create a little bit of dimension. And I use white cardstock. I actually use Hammer Mill 100-pound white cover paper. I always get confused with the name of that, but that's the one that is used for foiling. I just find it very smooth, very white, which is perfect for what I have in mind. So you're gonna see right now I'm just gluing the circles together, stacking them just to make them a sturdier die cut. Once I have them ready, I'm actually gonna create, or I'm gonna form a Christmas tree using the die cuts. And you're gonna see once I have them ready, I want to create a triangle for my page. And I had this idea based on, like I said, the Merry Christmas paper, and I chose the larger dies at the bottom just because I wanted to give it that bigger shape. And then I'm gonna just literally create a pyramid or a triangle of the die cuts. So I have 3 of the large ones at the bottom, 3 of the smaller ones in the center, then 2 up top that, and then another one on the top. And they are going to I'm gonna say layer, or they're gonna be superimposed in each other, but that's gonna help me create the illusion. So now what I want to do is I want to back the circles, and the way that I want to back them is I want to make sure the ones at the ends of each of the lines or the rows of circles get the same color of paper. So I'm going into the Happy Holiday collection. I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue behind the larger die cuts or any of the die cuts and attach it to the paper, and then I'm gonna use my pair of scissors just to trim around the die cut, making sure that I don't cut the die, obviously. And like I said, I'm gonna make sure that the 2 at the ends of each row are the same paper, and then the center a little bit different. And I like to combine my pattern paper in a way that I have a pattern and something a little bit more solid, even though the white die cut is kind of create that break between the patterns. So then for the smaller circles, actually I went and pulled the cover just to help me with create backing up the empty space. It's just the perfect size. So you're gonna see that I took it off camera, backed everything in place, and then now I'm actually going to form this. And here's what the inspiration for this page was. This is the Merry Christmas paper. The A side says Merry Christmas on a green tone script, but I love the B side. It's like this red background, and it has this like kind of it's like a soft coral scallop border. So that gave me the idea of actually creating my Christmas tree in a way out of scallop borders, and I chose the circles for this. So you're gonna see right now I'm just going to go and just set up my Christmas tree now that everything is backed. Actually this was really fun to put together, and you're gonna see how I put the ones that look the same, that have the same pattern paper. I'm gonna anchor them to the page. By that I mean they're gonna glue it straight onto the page, and then the one that has the different patterns is gonna sit on top of them, and I'm gonna repeat that all the way to the top. And I'm gonna make sure that I start from the bottom, not the opposite, because I want to make sure that the top is the one that is kind of sticking out of the page. Now it's going to come all about attaching this to my background. So I'm going to go ahead and use double-sided tape to attach the ones at the edges. So you got to keep in mind that when you are superimposing, in this case, or placing the middle die cut, there is going to be a little bit of dimension just because I attach 2 of the die cuts, the stitch circles, and then I back it with paper. So I'm adding quite a bit of dimension. So here's where foam adhesive is actually going to be my helper and help me continue adding that dimension. It's not going to be super dimensional, but there is going to be a little bit, it's not going to be a flat layout. That's the best way to explain it. So before I put the center die cut, I'm actually gonna bring the picture, and that's my daughter next to the tree wearing her little antlers. Every year I buy a new set of of headband for all of us to wear, and I take pictures. and I think this is 2 years ago we had those antlers. I am going to back the picture with a piece of vellum. That's going to create a little bit of separation from all the paper in the background without, you know, taking away from anything. It just creates a soft layer of separation. I am going to attach it on the bottom right corner of the tree. So I'm going to add a little bit of foam adhesive behind the picture just to make sure that it sits all at the same level. Remember, I have different levels on my die cuts. So keep that in mind. Once I've attached my picture, then I'm going to go ahead and attach the center circle, which is the one that is going to sit pretty much the highest on my layout. So everything, like, you know, my background is ready. Now it's all about embellishing. So what do you find underneath a tree? Usually presents. So I went into, like, you know, the ephemera, and I pulled some of the presents that I had left over. I put that, I think it says 'tis the season, in the yellow, so I'm gonna put in a tone on tone. I found some I would say embellishments. Some ornaments, and I'm gonna add them to the large blue part of the circle so that it balances the picture. And then I'm just gonna leave, I know that the big space, the pink space in the center right next to the picture, that's where I'm gonna place my title. So I pretty much have the idea cemented on my brain. So it's all about now creating those special touches. So the ephemera pieces, the ornament ephemera pieces, actually come with a perforation, like, you know, so they're hanging ornaments. So I'm actually going to take advantage of that perforation to create bows and also to create the illusion as if they're hanging from the tree. So you're going to see that I'm just literally creating a quick bow on this. This is actually a green ornament, and that's going to sit right on the left hand side of my triangle. The pink ornament is the longest one, and I'm going to actually attach it so that it looks like it's coming from the top of a tree. So all I do is thread a piece of twine through the hole of the ornament, and I'm going to attach it to the back of the top die cut with a little bit of foam adhesive, and then I'm going to create another bow for the little star, and I'm just going to place it so that it looks like I said it's hanging from the tree. Now for my title, and I always struggle with this, I actually went to the Delightful collection, and there's a set of titles. So there was one that says let your light shine, and I thought it was perfect, and it actually has kind of the same tone as on the pink die cut, you know, the paper that I backed. So I'm just gonna add some foam adhesive, and that's gonna serve as my title. For you're gonna see right next to the picture, I actually just added a little cardstock sticker and a piece of a chipboard. I cut it and put it right on the, you know, on the top right corner of the picture, just kind of a little bit of a layer. For the center die cut, when it says Merry Christmas, I wanted something that was tone on tone. So again, I went into the ephemera, I found this stocking, and then I went into the cardstock stickers and I found another ornament. So again, I pierced the hole, and I'm just creating a bow, and that's gonna hang right on the center underneath the 'tis the season. I am adding foam adhesive behind it just to give it some dimension. Now the one that I struggled a little bit was with the little candy cane, you know, the circle right next to where I added the ornaments. So I also wanted to bring a little bit of shine on the page. So what I did a couple weeks ago for a project is I used the snowflake background. This is the cling stamp set and the die, and I actually hit embossed quite a few, like 4 panels of the snowflakes with gold glitter embossing powder. So I have quite a few left over. I am actually gonna use them just to give me the idea of a little bit of shine on the tree. Think of it as the twinkling lights. So that's why I'm going with glitter. So once I started putting, like, you know, the little snowflakes, I'm going to scatter them. I'm going to make sure some of them are next to the picture. I want some around the tree. I want some around the ornaments. Then it just gave me the idea to add like another snowflake, like a larger one, right to the center of that candy cane circle. And then I went into the puffy stickers and found the word joy, because it's actually in red. So it kind of matches what I have on the background. A little bit of foam adhesive behind it is going to make it pop. And then I wanted a star for the top of my tree. Think about a tree topper. So once again, I went into my stash of things that I love, and I found the snowflake hat foil plate. Again, I used it for a project before, so I had some leftovers. So I just put one of the snowflakes at the top. That becomes my tree topper. And I just finish this, I wanted to bring a little bit more bling, a little bit more glitter in a way. So I'm using the glitter drops. I am using the gold one just to add a few of them. I'm gonna add a few of them to the center of some of the snowflakes, and then I'm just gonna scatter them around each one of the clusters. And that's pretty much all I did for my layout. I know that I'm gonna add my lines to journal probably at the bottom of the picture or underneath the title. I don't have much to say. This layout is probably gonna go to my daughter, so I'm just gonna write a small note there. And that's about it. I love how this turned out. Like I said, the idea or the inspiration for this layout was actually the background paper that you're seeing right now, and I love how it turned out. It was super simple. It was fun to put together. Like I said, sometimes you have ideas, and I love when my ideas actually come a reality, and I love how this turned out. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Remember that you can find all the materials that I'm using in the description of this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a joyful season, and remember to come back to the channel to check out for more inspiration. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day, guys. Take care.